Hey everyone, Cody here. Welcome back to another episode of Oregon Coast Toy Fanatics. Been a little while since I got some content out. Figured now's a good time to do it while I'm not too busy. I got several weeks worth of pickups to go over. Got some comic books, got some loose figs, and got several carded figs I'm super happy to have. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. We'll start with the comic books. While I was on a little bit of a vacation this last couple weeks, I stopped into a comic book store that I found out was in the area where I was at. Turns out it's a pretty good sized store. Unfortunately, they deal mainly in newer comics, basically 2000s up to what's being brought out now. Not a whole lot for older issues. Where I'm looking for is 1990s and older. Very, very few back issues of that. They did have some. They mainly deal in newer toys as well. They don't have any of the 90s and 80s toys, so that was kind of a bummer. But I did pick up a few comics that they did have. I found this on their dollar rack. It's Conan the Barbarian, $2.44. It's in pretty good shape. I think down here in the corner is bent just a little bit. The spine looks like it's in pretty good shape except for a few minor imperfections. The corners look great. Super happy to find that for $1 and add that to my my Conan collection. I also was able to pick up a couple of Uncanny X-Men comics. He had a collection there of the Uncannys I'm looking for. He usually buys the stuff that he does have in bulk. So a guy came in and sold off some of his collection. Had a pretty good size run, so I picked up Uncanny X-Men 273. Again, in pretty good shape. Nothing really wrong with the spine at all. Spine looks good. Corners look good. The color on the cover is excellent. I don't really see any imperfections at all on that. Super happy to have that. Inside color looks great still. I also picked up Uncanny X-Men 274. Again, in pretty good shape. There is one little minor imperfection at the top left in the corner. It's away from the corner, so it's not too bad. Spine looks great. A couple of minor imperfections at the bottom spine and then in the middle. A little bit of fading in where the number is and the faces of the X-Men are at. So a little bit of the color missing there. The corner down on the bottom right is a little bit crinkled up, not too bad. Other than that, pretty good comic book. Lots of color on the cover still. Inside looks great. Super happy to have that in my collection as well. So that was my 3 comic books I got at that store. I paid $1 for the Conan, and I paid $3 a piece for the Uncanny X-Men. That's what I got on that little store deal. I will be going back in the future. He says he does have a pretty good run of the Conans. He just wasn't able to find where they were at in the store, so I'll be going back to look for that. A couple weeks ago, I went into one of my local secondhand stores where I've gotten some figures and comic books before. I did pick up this comic, Ghost Rider number 77. It's a 60-cent comic. Paid $2 for it. It was in pretty good shape considering the majority of the comic books they have there are really, really rough. They don't bag and card their stuff loose. They just throw everything into a box. The few comic books that are $2 and up, they throw into a Ziploc bag with then that's it. So it's a pretty crappy way to protect our comics. I did pay $2 for this, and it's in really good shape. Spine looks great. The corners look not too bad. The corners are a little crinkled up, not too bad, not too noticeable. And the color on the cover is looking really good. So super happy to add that. That same day, I also picked up my first Star Wars Power of the Force figure. This is Luke Skywalker and his ceremonial outfits. It's on card, never been opened. The card's not too bad of shape right here. It's been crinkled up on the top. The corners are a little bit beat up, but not too bad. Super happy to have that. She's got a large selection of the Powers of the Force figs in there. This was the cheapest one. I think the rest of them go for between $15 to $25. So I'm going to see if I can't pick the rest of them up and hopefully get her to come down on price a little bit. That being said, we're going to dive right into the toys, the action figures I got. About a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I ordered a couple of carded figs off Amazon. I don't plan on doing this very often. I really just want to go out in the stores looking for them more than buying them offline. But I was just looking around one night and saw them and decided to go ahead and pick them up. I got X-Men Storm. This is, I believe, a 1993, I think. Yes, 1993 X-Men Storm from Toy Biz on card. The card's not too bad. Looks like there's a few minor imperfections in two of the corners. Not much for color loss or anything like that. Never been opened. I believe I paid $15 for this one. Super happy to have that. And I also picked up X-Men 1993 Iceman from Toy Biz on card. Card is a little bit dirty. Corners are not too beat up, but didn't clean it up a little bit. Got this for $10, I believe. So super happy to have these two in my collection. Add to my Uncanny X-Men Sabretooth on card I got. Would like to eventually find these two loose. That way I can have one on card and one on loose to display. But happy to have that. And then a couple days ago, when I got back from vacation, being out of town for several weeks, went to my local secondhand store here in town that I usually buy comics and toys from. I picked up this loose 1993 Amazing Red figure. Not too bad of shape. It is missing his little accessory here he has that usually comes with him. It's a little bit dirty. Does need to be cleaned up just a little bit. Other than that, it's all his joints are still tight. Still stands up on his own somewhat if you can get him in the right spot. I got him here the other day. There you go. So super happy to have that and add him to my loose 1993 Sabretooth fig that I have as well. But yep, that is my about 3 weeks worth of haul stuff I picked up. Comic books and figures and whatnot. Super happy to have all this in my collection. Don't know when the next time I'll get out. I got my eye on a few things at a couple stores I want to pick up. It's just whether getting to them and having the money for them. I know I'm not going to go anywhere because I'm basically the only one around here that goes to these stores and looks for this stuff. So I can take my time with it. But until next time, hopefully you guys are able to pick up some of your own stuff. And if you do, go over to my Facebook page, Oregon Coast Toy Fanatics, my Facebook group, and post on there. And let me see what you guys got. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. Come over and see what my other friends are picking up and posting. But till the next haul, take it easy, guys. Bye.